Hello, folks. Can you hear me all? All right. Let's go ahead and get started with our symposium. Give me a second. There we go. Excellent. It is a real pleasure to be here this morning, and we want to welcome you to our annual MSI Symposium, albeit our first virtual symposium. My name is Peter Gerges, and I'll be one of your hosts today, along with Dr. Hannah Gavin, who's our esteemed MSI program manager. Now, Mike Gilmore and I are co-directors of the Microbial Sciences Initiative here at Harvard, and we're delighted to have so many of you joining us today. This is our first virtual symposium, as I mentioned, and we're excited to be bringing these talks to many of you who may live outside the Boston area. And I should also note that it's snowing here today, so let's just say that there's a little bit of a silver lining to doing this virtually. This will be, no doubt, exciting and informative. And while many of us have years of experience with telepresence and talking to any number of folks over the airwaves, so to speak, running this symposium is a bit like broadcasting a live television event with essentially no staff and doing it from home and with far fewer people all around. But I want to tip my hat to Dr. Gavin and Julia Worcester, who were amazing in getting this pulled together. And we've worked really hard to try and bring this to you. But we do ask that you be patient with us if, or maybe when, we have technical glitches throughout the broadcast. So I'm going to share my screen with you all now. And here we go. Now, for those of us who study microbes and their role in our biosphere, it is a foregone conclusion that this is a microbial world. They are the most critical members of our habitat. The archaea and bacteria define the boundaries of our biosphere. There are no animals that exist at the very fringes of habitability. Microbes also represent the most physiologically diverse assemblage of organisms on Earth. And moreover, all animals, ourselves included, are indebted to microbes. The oxygenation of our atmosphere is largely attributable, maybe entirely attributable to microbes. The evolution of photosynthesis among plants is attributable to microbes, and even our own cellular power plants, the mitochondria, originated from microbes. The MSI Annual Symposium is a celebration of microbes and the role they played in shaping our planet, the evolution of all life on Earth, and including humankind. Today's speakers are world-renowned for their contributions to microbiology across many topics, from the origins of life to the rapid evolution of a hospital's medical practices in response to COVID-19. Our speakers are not only extraordinary scientists in their own right, but they're wonderful people for agreeing to be the first virtual speakers, or guinea pigs, at our MSI Annual Symposium. Now, we're saddened by our inability to convene in person and to share our collective love of all things microbes. But we really are delighted to have you all here today. And thank you, speakers, for agreeing to do this. And we look forward to another time when we can meet up in person. Now, we are also thrilled to have with us 4 amazing artists who have brought their craft to microbiology. Science and art are partners, co-conspirators in humankind's exploration of our world. These artists have enabled us to understand microbes and study them, if you will, from a different vantage point, to see their beauty and their power through their eyes. We are equally delighted to have you all here today and hope to one day be able to see your works up close and personal. Now, before we get started, I wanted to take a moment and run us through our agenda. So today our program is broken down into 3 sessions. We have a series of science speakers and sci artists in the morning session that will run through about noon. At that time, we're going to have our breakout and question and answer sessions. Those of you who registered for this event will have received a Zoom link to participate in those breakout sessions. And I would remind you, please, to use the latest Zoom link you got. Our program managers found problems with the earlier Zoom links that were sent out. So you should have received another one this morning. Please use that one. Now, those breakout sessions will go for about an hour. And then from 1 to 1:30, we're going to have a break in entirety. Session 2 will start at 1:30 and will run through about 3:30, when again we'll do our second breakout session. Those of you who registered will be able to ask your questions and interact with the speakers. Now, I will note that during both of those breakout sessions, we will be broadcasting on this YouTube live channel previous talks given at the Harvard Museum of Natural History on microbes. So you don't have to log off entirely if you're not attending one of the breakout rooms. Sit back and enjoy a talk by Drs. Roberto Coulter and Scott Shimoleski, as well as Dr. Pardis Sabeti. Session 3, starting at 4:30, will feature Dr. Erica Shenoy, who works at Mass General Hospital, and she'll be talking to us in particular about the hospital's response to COVID-19. And then we'll close out with remarks from our co-director, Mike Gilmore. Now, a few tips for enjoying our virtual symposium. So first, please feel free to put your questions for speakers into the YouTube Live comments box. One of our assistants will be keeping track of those and copying and pasting them for us to ask the speakers at the end of their online presentation, time permitting. So please forgive us if we don't get to them. We'll do our best to answer as many questions as possible. Feel free to post questions to our SCI artists as well. Now, they're not on live today, but we will do our best to relay your questions to them. Also, if you would like to contact any of the SCI artists, you can find a link to their stores and their websites on our MSI website. You can see the link here. Now, during the question and answer breakouts, again, if you're registered, you can join the question and answer breakout that you want, and you can ask additional questions at that time. So the YouTube live stream is not the only place for you to ask questions if you are registered and if you're going to join a breakout. And also, please observe best practices on online forums. If you're on during our Zoom room breakouts, please mute your microphone and so on and so forth. Any kids who Zoom bomb your call are entirely acceptable. So we're going to get started now. I'd like to ask you to sit back, relax, enjoy our presentation, and give us a minute as we cue Dr. Fozo up. So stand by.